Hey everybody, Adam here to give another quick update for the store. Not much to give. This will be a really short update. Maybe not. We'll see. I'll let you know at the end. Um, so, since the last update, we've looked at a lot of places all around the area, not just limiting it to one city. So, there was one day where we went to look at like five different places, six different places, and there was another day where we looked at only one place, in like a week or two. I think we're finalizing it down to our spots. There's at least two that there's one we really like. There's two or there's a second or third one that we also like, which are kind of like a backup if the first spot doesn't open up. So fingers crossed. There's a lot of stuff we still have to check before anything goes through. So nothing in that front to report. Um, and it's just a lot of prep work right now leading up to the opening. So it's a lot of stuff we've talked about, thought about to do, things like that. And it's right now it's still all in the planning stage because nothing's been signed. It's hard to do anything when you haven't signed a lease yet. So, for example, uh, getting distribution set up. We can't get you can't get a distribution for the most part unless you have a business license. You can't get the business license until you get a lease signed. So we're in the process of finding a place and getting a lease signed. Once that happens, then the ball starts rolling, and depending on the distributor and the company, it varies on the time we can start getting stuff. So it really hinges on finding the place and signing the lease for the place where we want to go. So not too much. So that's basically where we're at. We're not that much far forward from our original the last update. But another thing I've noticed is when you do things like this, you become not an expert, but you learn a lot. So I'm learning a lot about commercial real estate at this point, way more than I expected to. Um, and so it's very eye opening. I don't know if it's enough to have me get a realtor license to do that, um, but it is something that I found interesting and funny to learn, especially with all the extra costs and steps and things involved. If you want to open a commercial, you wanted to lease a commercial property, whether it's retail or even uh, office or um, like a warehouse, something along those lines, because and a lot of it is dependent on the zoning of the property. So if you go into a place that's not zoned correctly, you could end up paying for that later on if someone happens to know, oh, you weren't zoned for that area or not. So that's one of the things we're checking on to make sure we're okay with everything being zoned correctly for what we want to do with the store. So like I said, it's just a really quick update, not too long, not too much to talk about really. So I'm just letting everyone know that we're still working on it. Still trying to get that lease signed. A couple spots, about two or three spots, still looking at. So we're hoping we can get something fairly soon. TM, and once that is done, we hope to get the ball rolling and be open as soon as possible. But I won't have any like firm dates or anything like that until we sign a lease, and until we do that, there's not much we can do. So it's a little frustrating to be honest, especially because I'm not a very patient type for a lot of things, for most things. So something like this, where I want to open a store and I have them the opportunity to open a store or be part of a store. Um, it's one of those things where you're just like, okay, let's go, let's do it. And as I explained to other people when I talk about this, I sometimes can be more leap before you look, whereas Nick, my business partner, is more of like, well, let's make sure all our T's are crossed and I's are dotted. So luckily we're basically opposites in that regard. So it's like, so he's able to go and look and check all the stuff, and we'll go through that while I'm just like, let's just do it. So it's probably for the best that we're taking long. It's one of those things where you don't want to rush because there's a lot of money and manpower involved with opening a store. So it's probably for the best that I'm not the one with the final word. So like I said, once we get certain items checked off the box, then that should give us the go ahead for whichever location we decide to go with, and hopefully that's soon. And by soon, I'm hoping in the next couple weeks. By the time I come back from LSL, ideally would be when this would happen. Um, I do have Hammer Wrath coming up also, but that's kind of on autopilot, so it doesn't take too much of my time right now. But I am looking forward to that. But I'm also looking forward to getting this initial part of the store wrapped up, so we can start with the heavy lifting part in regards to manpower and distribution and product and advertising and all that other fun stuff that go with owning a business. So we're still in a holding pattern, but we're closer to it, inch by inch, as opposed to leaps and bounds. So slow and steady wins the race, right? At least that's what I try to tell myself. But hopefully I'll have an update soon, sooner rather than later. Much quicker than this update compared to when the first update went up. And I'll talk to everybody later. Bye.